Hello everyone, welcome to the third AWD educational webinar. My name is Hannah Vu and I'll be your moderator today. And thank you so much for joining us as we work together to expand opportunities for AWD Artistic Swimming. So I'll start with a little bit about me. I'm a USA Artistic Swimming Youth and Junior National Team member. I'm also a certified coach and judge through USA Artistic Swimming CCP program. My passion lies in promoting diversity, equity, and inclusion in artistic swimming, and I actively run the Artistic Swim AWD Instagram to help grow awareness and opportunities for AWD artistic swimming globally. So here's a quick look at our agenda for today. We'll be hearing about some key insights on AWD artistic swimming, best practices regarding inclusion, and building AWD programs. And we have an incredible guest speaker today who will share her expertise and experiences, so let's dive in. It is an absolute honor to introduce our esteemed guest speaker for the March AWD Knowledge Hub webinar, Coach Julia. Coach Julia is a pioneer in AWD Artistic Swimming and the founder of the Artistic Swimming Association of Taiwan. Since 2000, she has built a strong artistic swimming community, now leading 6 teams, including 3 dedicated to athletes with disabilities. She has been a driving force in organizing AWD events worldwide. Beyond coaching and advocacy, Coach Julia is also an author, sharing her incredible journey from Russia to Taiwan in her book, Unleashes an Incredible Life Story. Her dedication to promoting inclusion, accessibility, and excellence in AWD artistic swimming has made a profound impact worldwide, and we are incredibly excited to have her share her insights and expertise with us today. So please join me in welcoming Coach Julia.
Thank you everybody for giving me a chance to speak out. Though my experience might be very different from what you have, because I live in Taiwan more than half of my life. So basically I matured in Taiwan, though I got my background in Russia, but then I moved in Taiwan when I was a young adult. And Chinese is not my first language, English is not my first language, so it's not easy for me to develop anything in the country where I'm from printing DMs to talking to people. Everything is like 10 times more difficult than when you're in your country. Needless to say that artistic swimming did not exist in Taiwan until I came. And I opened, with the help of my husband is Taiwanese, we opened Artistic Swimming Association, so we got it certified. And this is the body of artistic swimming that exists in Taiwan. So all the local events, all the international events, competing abroad, it's all on our shoulders, and it's just a private association. So we find our ways to survive, though we middle class people, like I didn't marry a millionaire or anything. We just middle class people. I'm a teacher. My husband is a farmer. so what we do, it's from our heart, and we have to convince people it comes from our heart, and I have to convince them in Chinese. So you see my challenges, but it's been 25 years, and I went that far that I cannot go back. So I do have a lot of joy doing what I'm doing, and I am thankful for local people for trusting in me, because they've never seen artistic swimming before. Like we had only 5-meter pool on the island. Now they build more facilities, but they're not for artistic swimming. They're more like for underwater diving, free diving. But luckily, I have my connections. I can get in. So things are changing. I'm glad to be a part of this change. And all these things helping me to become Taiwanese. um, in 2000, my husband and I opened an association from scratch. I had to show people what artistic swimming is. There was no internet, no social media, so I had to present it like literally with my body. It took us 15 years to build a team, go to compete here and there. Though remember that in Asia, kids study all the time. So once they reach the age 13, they stop doing whatever extracurricular activities. So most of the time, I see my swimmers once a week. And still, we keep going. We still manage to compete. So our level is, I think you have no idea how low our level is, but we enjoy having a team, traveling, doing sport travel, and since now we have three teams for special athletes with special needs, all of my athletes they volunteer and they build strong relationship. There's friendship. They grow together. So almost every athlete has an athlete with special needs to take care of. I like it because I can see how much benefits both sides get. In 2014, I got my first athlete with disability. It was with the girl with Down syndrome, 6 years old girl. I came like just on the streets. I came to her mama. I tried to explain to her in Chinese that, oh, I do water ballet. I'm a coach. And mom's like, I don't speak English. And then mama's like, you know what? If you make friends with my daughter, she's yours. I managed to make friends and I opened the team with 10 athletes. After that, we hosted a symposium with 8 countries participants and we went from there. We went long way. I built my own system, my evaluation system. We built our year calendar. I have my own idea about how to categorize. Though my categorization might be very different from yours because mine is based on Taiwanese social service system, and people with certain type of disability treated better because they have certain organizations than other people, and it creates kind of disbalance. So I have to keep them separately, which might be different from the situation in your country. I start with the year calendar. I found out that it's very important to plan. Even though working with special needs people, you never know what happens. You make plan for tomorrow and it happens the opposite. Like the people who sign up for the class cannot get to the pool because they cannot find the parking, or like a male family member had a different idea of how they should spend a day, but suddenly the other athlete's going to show up. So every practice, it's like it takes a lot of energy and a lot of preparation and a lot of resources, and it's very unpredictable. Yet I have a year calendar. Every 3 months, I host an evaluation. Every athlete has an athlete passport. This passport is the same for athletes with disabilities and for normal athletes because I want athletes with special needs feel like they're normal members of society. Yes, they go through page to page a little bit slower, right? They like maybe it takes much more time for them to to complete one level, but they still have the same passport. So when we host the evaluation, everybody's there, everybody has their special place, everybody has the same passports, records are taken. So that's what the registration system is the same. And I try to keep evaluations steady, like every 3 months, though sometimes life happens like COVID, drought, earthquakes, flu, I don't know, lots of things happen, so schedule could be flexible, but at least I schedule 3 to 4 evaluations per year. um uh every the year usually ends in November. That's where we host our big gala. On that gala, everybody gets to perform, every team, and I have about 6 teams, 6 different teams, three teams for normal kids and 3 teams for special needs kids. And I open the masters category, and it's very popular now. So I think I'll have quite few teams in that category. Every team gets to perform. It's a gala. We choose the theme of the gala at the beginning of the year, and they kind of move through the year with this theme. We like build up the choreography, the costume, the decorations for the swimming pool according to the theme. We talk about it. Kids suggest things. So at least we have like one big goal. And please keep in mind we have no national events organized by any swimming Chinese Taipei Swimming Association or whatever kind of. So every event which you organize, it has to be my event, my association's event. And I don't know if you ever hosted the event, you probably know that events are expensive. It's one thing to cover training expenses, another thing to cover the event. So at least I managed to have one big event at the end of the year and three evaluations. Though God has a lot of presents for us, and I do have smaller events here and there. Sometimes schools invite us for the show, or like swimming pools opening want to have a show from our team. So here and there, our athletes feel needed and they have a stage to perform. Um, Hannah, do you mind to show my first video?
Yes.
Mhm. And Hannah, can you do screen sharing?
Yeah, can you see the video that I'm sharing right now?
Oh, I do.
Okay.
I do. It is silent though, but this is an interview. I created the format where they give the interview, where we interview them, and each athlete gets to speak up a little bit. Mhm. So this is what we do, like every 3 months. Mhm. On that day, I hire a photographer, I hire a filmmaker, and I usually make like a short movie about the event. Uh, it's it's a good piece of memory for the team, and it brings the team together, and it also helps me to moderate the improvement. Mhm. As you see, we have to train in a pool with lanes. Um, it's not perfect for artistic swimming, but we do what we can.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing about your incredible journey. It's very inspiring. I had a couple more questions just about like your journey in general. I was wondering what inspired you to start the Artistic Swimming Association of Taiwan back in 2000 because you mentioned it was a very challenging process.
Yes, deep inside, I wanted to become Taiwan my country. And if you want to be home, you have to do something good for the country. So I thought like if I'm I'm doing good things for kids in this country. I will have more friends and I will be accepted as a local person. Also, when I was young, artistic swimming, like it was the glue. It was like it was my life. I was very happy to be the part of the team. I wanted to give this chance for Taiwanese kids too. I wanted them to know how much fun it is to be a part of artistic swimming, how much it is to go in the competition. I wanted to show them the world, and I wanted the world to see Taiwanese kids too.
Yeah, that's such a powerful reason to start. Thank you for sharing your why with us. And I had one more question. What motivated you to include athletes with disabilities in your programs?
Mm, I have a short story about it. I went back home and we came back and we had very pleasant journey, and I felt like my life got very steady. My teams were like my athletes were achieving the results, everything was settled, and I was praying to God and I asked God, can you give me permission? And my phone beeped, and I received the mail from Tina Bowles from United States, and the email said, "Hi, my daughter has special needs. She's disabled, but she wants to do artistic swimming, and we're trying to get her into. We want to develop that sport. Are you interested?" And I was like, "Yes, yes, yes, yes." It was very unpredictable. I never thought, but it was a very good thing for me, and it's very good for my normal athletes. They develop like they mature much faster by helping me. So that was it was very unpredictable, and things just went together very quickly. And
Definitely a very amazing but unpredictable story. Thank you for sharing.
I still don't know why and how it happened. Where Tina got my email, and how come it didn't go to spam, and like I received her email, and 6 months later we had a symposium in Taiwan in 6 countries, and
Yeah, that's amazing. It seems like it was meant to be.
yeah, it did.
Yeah. Now we can move on to more about your team, the Artistic Swimming Association of Taiwan. So you mentioned that you currently lead 6 teams. Can you tell us a little bit more about how your teams are structured, especially your AWD teams?
For normal kids, I structure them by age because of the school system. Because in Taiwan, like kids in school 24/7, and elementary school kids, they have a little bit more time. There is like one little window where you can put extracurriculum activities. And if you have to convince parents that that's the activity they should be doing. 13, 15 kids usually like stay at school all the time, including weekends. But since they were with me for 6 years through elementary school, they want to see me, so I still get to see them like twice a month. And after 15, if they get into good schools, they do get much more time and they become in my assistants. And they're not only my regular swimmers, but they also help me with special needs kids. So that's a great thing because some kids they need 1+1, one person, one helper in the water. Otherwise, it's not work. For AWD teams, I went from like everybody's welcome, same practice time, it's a mess, it's a chaos, it's a lot of people, to very strict separation. Down syndrome team, autism, personal training, whoever wants to go in international competition who needs a medal, and other cases. In I'm not happy about it, but the teaching process is different. The results are different. So if you ever have an event, my strong recommendation have two different categories: Down syndrome and autism. There's two different situations. Though kids with Down syndrome, they're much calmer. They learn, they able to learn, they able to improve. And kids with Down syndrome, kids with autism, yes, they're much stronger physically. There is this energy, and if you find the right spot, if you hit that spot, like they're gonna bloom. It's going to be amazing performance with a lot, like with heights and character. But also you have to be very careful because they're very fragile and little thin, and they like off. Or mama's like, sorry, we're not coming because he doesn't want to leave his room. So it's two different stories. I can't even put them in the same class because these parents belong to different associations in Taiwan. I mean, like not as like social services. Different departments take care of kids with Down syndrome and kids with autism, and they're different. Like social welfare and kids with Down syndrome have more places to work. They accepted to many places where they can work in coffee shop, they can work here or there, while kids with autism they can't. And the school is more willing to invite kids with Down syndrome, so usually they get high education, and kids with autism, mm-mm. So parents, and Down syndrome kids think that autistic kids bully kids with Down syndrome. So there is a lot of unpleasant conversation on that. So I have to separate it, even though I have to take care of financial part. So I need certain number of athletes to cover waterway fees and to cover the coaches' fees, because I have to pay salaries and I have to pay the fees too. So I need, even though no matter how many times I'm explaining to parents, maybe we just everybody like mind our own business and do it peacefully, and we have 10 people in a group, so the cost will be very low. It doesn't work. They still want very low cost because a lot of them, spend already a lot of money on medication and something. So they all want like very low cost, and they don't want people they don't like in a team. So every day is a battle. Adding a new person in a team, it's like screening process. And but I found my way. I separate this group different day. They practice on different days. Mm, they do join the same event. Everybody joins the gala at the end of the year. Everybody has the athlete passport, but it's two different teams, it's two different messengers, and it seems to work. Yeah. Though I have quite a few kids that take private classes one on one, and because they don't want drama, and they have different goals. They want to compete internationally. They have different high goals, so they take one on one classes. It's very enjoyable. Yeah, and I have few special cases when a child is in a difficult condition like CP or amputees. With these kids, I just spend time in the water, and I find a way for them to perform and to include them into our events. But every time it's a very special case.
Great to hear how your teams are structured to really support everyone. What types of training and events do your athletes usually participate in?
No, like I said, the biggest event is the gala. Um, Evaluations every 3 months, and we do get invited to schools if the school's got a swimming pool, and they do invite us sometimes to give a lecture on inclusion and show them the example of inclusion. Because I have kids from all over the island coming to me, not only from my city, like they travel to join my team. And when they go back to their city and they tell the school, oh, I'm that kind of team. So we do get invited to schools and where we can show the what we do. Yeah, and occasional shows, like when there is a new swimming pool opening or whatever swimming event. But we cannot do anything during swimming events because usually they tight, right? They tight on time, so there is no time for us. We cannot do anything during para swimming events because it's not Paralympic sport, so Paralympic committee cannot help us with anything, and we're on our own, and but then I like it. We walk our own way.
Thank you so much for sharing. One last question regarding your team. How do you usually recruit or introduce new AWD athletes to your programs?
I printed posters, and they did not. No one wanted to. No organizations wanted to display them. No, because it's if you display a poster, they think it's extra responsibility, and if something happens, they're going to be responsible for that. But because of my achievements, Civil Sports Center wanted me to be a part of the sport camp. And we compromised that I'm gonna volunteer for the sport camp, but they're gonna display my posters on the public space. So I pay with my own body for that. Another thing, like local TV likes me because I'm a foreigner. Like it's very catchy. So we do. I like we had few documentaries filmed, or I go. I don't go on TV shows because they kind of. But I do. I am a commentator for the Olympics. So then that people can see me on TV, and it's like they trust me more. Mm, yeah, like interview to the whatever news reporters, all that kind of thing. I don't spend money on advertisement because I think on a team which survives on like private donations and tuition fee, because we don't have any government support, none. Like I don't think it's fair to spend this money on advertisement. So I believe that good work, nice word works, and the like good words travel very far, especially like in these communities are tight, like kids with Down syndrome have this very strong Down syndrome association. They very tight. They do everything. It's one big crowd, and autistic kids have their community, and it's another like a family. So if I do a good job, if I take care of my clients well, if my events suits their goals, and usually what they want a certificate or a nice medal or a nice trophy, and they want nice video, nice photo with a nicely looking coach. If I can feed their needs people will come. And though, like kids stay with me for what? For more than 10 years. Once they're in, they're in. They just stay. It's not for everybody because lots of parents say, why do we need artistic swimming? Kids cannot make money by performing artistic swimming. It's not an Olympic sport, so we won't get a medal. There are no, we're not a part of Chinese Taipei Swimming Association or Paralympic swimming, right? So, and then it's like, oh, we can travel abroad, that it's expensive. Though I bring my kids abroad, we do travel. If I find a sponsor, we do that too. But also, it's like not for everybody. So, for me, it's like developing very personal connection with every child and making sure that every practice we have to achieve like why they came here, because today they're going to achieve that and that, because they cannot afford traveling to the pool with no reason. If they travel to the pool, it's got to be something amazing. It's got to be like something productive. We have to move one step closer to our goal, like our year gala. So I have to create that, oh, our year gala this year is going to be in such and such place. They're going to be reporters. They're going to film a documentary about us. Like I have to build all of this excitement and every practice. Like, oh, today we need to move one step forward. So strong motivation, very close relationship with every person, every swimmer. Like morning, I open my phone. Ничилай ма, нихила coffee ma. It's all in Chinese. It's like, did you wake up? Did you have your coffee? Send me a picture of your breakfast. And it's personal messages from them. So I think I cannot live without it anymore. I need it. I'm so used to this. This is my life. I don't know if it's a healthy life or not. But when I wake up, I have a message from almost every swimmer. And they need to know. Some of them just want to know that I'm alive. I woke up and like, or if I got home from the swimming pool, it's I this is how we live, very strong relationship. We cannot afford wasting time or money or resources. We're moving forward, so it's always has to be, we always have to be focused, alert. Yeah, and I like it. It's a lot of self-discipline, but I like it.
Yeah, I really love how you have such close relationships with all your athletes. It's very cool.
This film before our trip to Kyoto. We have very close relationship with Kyoto Artistic Swimming Association for people with disabilities, and quite a few times we travel there for their water ballet show, and they visit us for our water ballet show too. So last year I took 10 kids, 10 special needs kids, and 10 normal kids to Kyoto. It was a big trip. It was not the easiest one, but so each normal athlete was assigned with a special need at, and they took care of them during the trip. They practiced together. They helped them with makeup. And normal kids had to adapt their routines for the dudes with special needs kids. So there was like special choreography, and they had to discuss with them the costumes. And I think through this trip they became really close friends. And this is us going to Kyoto.
Yeah, that was a very, very cool video. We talked a little bit earlier about how coaching athletes with autism and Down syndrome it's very different. So could you please share a little bit about how you adapt your communication and coaching styles for athletes with autism versus those with Down syndrome?
What I do a lot of visual. Like before I start the routine, I do printouts. I select few pieces of music. I ask the team to choose the music. Like they have to put their peace of mind in it. After the music has chosen, I usually put like few images. I prepare. It's either printed or it's a PowerPoint when I put the images related to that music, and I show it to the team. Then I ask team to show like what movements go with the music, what comes in mind, what colors for the costume should be. Down syndrome kids are very good. They have very artistic imagination. Kids with autism, they usually draw. They come back home, they sketch very quickly, and they send me. So then from here and there, I got the idea. When I ask normal kids to put the ideas together, we have like brainstorm ideas. Then it comes like a project, and everybody like contributed a little bit in it. So they deeply into it, and it's their project for the year. It's like a glue. For Down syndrome kids, I can use deeper pool because, like the pool where I train, we have deep and then shallow and then super shallow water. For them, I'm moving them little by little into the deep end of the pool. So I hope soon we can swim in 2 meters pool where they cannot touch the bottom of the pool. Well, when we started, they had to touch the bottom. Now it's okay. Now it's like 180. So we're moving closer and closer on to the deep end. They have very good memory. Kids with Down syndrome have very good memory. They're very sincere. They can tell me, like, Coach, that choreography is not good. You did not do a good job. That's just ugly. And they mean it. And they're very sincere. It's a lot of joy to be with these people, with sincere people. Like, they tell you right away how they feel, and I just need to listen to them. While with kids with autism, some of them afraid even to to put their ears in the water or touch the water. So I have to move in a shallow place, and sometimes they have bad days when they start screaming or they have this wide movements. So I ask kids from my normal team, and it's usually 1+1 autistic child and a normal swimmer who always like just caring about, calming down, helping. And also autistic kids, they come to my class without parents. They take some kids take public transportation. So then no one, like I have like 10 people with autism, and no one except me is responsible for them. But I train my normal athlete to make sure that they change their clothes properly. They come out from the changing room fully dressed because sometimes they forget pants and they come out naked and then like they offend the public. Yeah. So I train them to make sure they change properly and they change properly when they go home. So I'm pretty proud of my kids from normal team, non-disabled kids, because they became very good people. They very, and if someone has a bad day, and like autistic kids, if some of them got a bad day, my athletes, they know what you do. You don't stare, you don't like make fun of that person, you don't think that person is crazy. You just try to calm down, take him to a quiet place, hug him, think wait a little bit. And then I this is something that I like the most about my team, how normal athletes, take care of athletes with disabilities, and they become real close, like they're friends. And I'm sure when some of my kids, they're already in college, so I'm sure when they open their companies, they will invite them to work. They will include them into their companies. So it's a long way to go. The training system very different. Like, well, with Down syndrome kids, I kind of make sure their technique improves and I put more and more elements. While with autistic kids, for me, maintaining the stability, well being, happiness, because when they're happy, they have this energy, and if I accumulate it at the right time, it can be something amazing. But if I start pushing and nourishing my ego as a coach, everything will fall apart. So I have to be completely selfless. I'm not here to be like, oh, I'm a super coach, like I'm the only one. I am there just to serve kids. And if someone, often, I work with a soloist or whatever, and it's an amazing athlete, and we're going to show something that the reporters are there, they film in a documentary, and the child just cannot handle all the pressure. And mamas call me, no, we're not coming. And I was like, how come? She's like, she can't come out from the room. And a year of work, but for me, it was a beautiful year. We had great time. She learned about me. I learned about her. We had our laughs. We had our life. We had this year. So even if she didn't want to talk to the reporter, she didn't want to appear in a documentary. I cannot present my work, even if I had a donor or sponsor, and I cannot even show what they sponsored. I think it's okay. This is not the biggest deal. The most important thing we had this year, and she had this year, and it improved her quality of life. So yeah, being completely selfless. Serve kids. Don't serve. Don't think about fame or money or anything. Just make sure they're happy. And when they're happy, they will do well. Then you will be able to move them towards some kind of goals.
Yeah, definitely. I can really tell how dedicated you are to your athletes, and it sounds like such a beautifully supported environment that you've created at your team. So thank you so much for sharing. One other question I had about your team was that you mentioned you do team routines with your athletes, even those with disabilities. And personally, I think team routines are the hardest because you have to match everyone. Everyone has to be together. So how do you navigate creating a team routine and practicing a team routine with your athletes with disabilities?
When I write my routine, I don't write it for a specific athlete, but I write it for the category. Like these spots will be for kids with Down syndrome, these spots will be for autistic kids, these spots will be for the normal kids. Because I usually like every team got to perform on their own, but we have one big performance where everybody's in, and then everybody feels included. And then when I also tell kids with Down syndrome, and because they ask me, do normal kids learn in the same routine? I say yes. You learn in the same routine as the professional girls, and they feel so proud because they're in the same routine. So when I write the routine, it's not for specific like person; it's for the category. It has to be thought through. I have to have the swimming pool plan 12 months before. So I have to make sure I get the venue in before Chinese New Year. Chinese New Year usually late January, early February. I have to make sure I get my venue before that. So I have about 11 months to prepare. I go on the venue, I make swimming pool plan, because sometimes I need different depth. Someone needs shallow pool, someone needs deep pool. So I have to make sure like I can build a little platform underneath. A lot of thinking. Yeah. A lot of unusual solutions. Yeah. And the kids like it. We have this thing. We decorate the pool with the balloons, and they like it. They like when the pool is fully decorated. Like it, we turn it like one year we turn it into a swan lake. And I told them, like, guys, you swans and you swimming in the swan lake. Last year it was the fourth season, so it was a snowy day, and it never snows in Taiwan, but we had those snowflakes all over Taiwan. It looks like we're somewhere in a frozen environment, like. Yeah. So decorating the pool plan, like including everything, where they come out, where the last call room, where they wait. Special needs kids, they need stairs to come out. Normal kids can come out from the deck. I also have to plan this. And we have two main coaches, so we usually like discuss which coach navigates which team. Detailed planning.
Yeah, that definitely sounds like a lot of planning and organization. It's really amazing that you're able to do all of that. So, what advice would you give to a new coach who hasn't worked with athletes with disabilities before?
Listen, to the child, listen to the parent. You might think that the parent's goals are not sincere or not beneficial for the child, but listen, try to understand what it feels like to raise a child with special needs. It's a big challenge. Yeah. Try to go, from the other side. Imagine it's your child. Imagine you, the mama who brings that child home. And then you will understand what it looks like from the parent's side. It takes me a lot. Like sometimes, like I host the event, and I think it was really incredible. It was very successful. Everybody liked the banquet. Everybody liked the food. Everybody liked the pool. There were lots of reporters. We were all over the news. But kids are happy, and then I see the parents are not, and I kind of feel it. And then I have to, like listen carefully, ask questions, try to look from different angles, and find that one thing they didn't really like, and make sure to let them know I will fix it. So listen, and a lot of things will be very different from what we think or how we do things, and the goals might be different. Just listen. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very great advice. Now maybe we can move into a little bit more about building AWD programs since you have a lot of experience with this. What are some of the first steps you would recommend for someone who's looking to start an AWD program?
Write at least 1 year plan. I have 10 levels program. It needs to be revised, like everything, right? Because the rules changing and the life changes, and but write at least 1 year program and tell parents what you have in mind and how much you want kids to learn. Even if you won't learn that much, at least you will have certain goals where you're moving towards. Yeah. At least 1 year program, at least.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense. How do you keep your program sustainable and growing? Because you mentioned that it's hard financially and time-wise, it takes a lot of effort and energy. So how do you keep your program sustainable and also keep expanding your outreach?
Like I said, evaluations, and sometimes I really don't want to host an evaluation because it was not an easy 3 months, especially after Chinese New Year. It's like Christmas, New Year, and then Chinese New Year, 3 holidays. Like everybody, like, for the whole month, you can't gather anybody. But I still host these evaluations. I still take the notes. I monitor them. It's like self-discipline. And then about financials, I meet like every little opportunity to meet people. I write like no, usually I schedule time on Sunday from 10 a.m. to 12 a.m. When I write to everybody. I write like 100 letters. From 100 letters, one organization will answer. But talk to people like every opportunity, everything. Be creative about it. Like go through your contacts, tell parents. Like sometimes I walk on the street, I see a company advertisement, I make phone call, and I had a few cases when the company supported us. Yeah, my case is different because I am in a country where people speak Chinese, and I'm obviously, I'm not Asian. So from one side, it's easy for me to stand out. People remember me, but from the other side, I'm not a local speaker, so my Chinese is not. It's okay, but it's not very accurate. So my speech is maybe not very powerful, or my letters are maybe not that formal, but they sincere, and sometimes very high level officials have a feeling for them.
Yes, I think definitely everyone will be able to feel your passion and dedication. How can global collaboration help to grow the AWD movement, in your opinion?
I would say host many different types of events. Not only deep pool events, open that for shallow, like in Japan, they do 120 centimeters swimming pool events. And a lot of people, a lot of incredible swimmers, and it's so beautiful. It's shallow pool, they walk in the pool, but it for me, it's It's also just need to be more open-minded. So I would say host many different types of events. Because if you only host it as like 5 meter swimming pool, like diving platform, and like board aquatic judges and something, if you only focus on that segment, just expand it with the format, yeah, and the facilities. And then I'm sure every team, every assets will find the format they like and just develop. Not develop only one format. I would develop few.
Yeah, that's very great advice. Thank you so much for sharing.
I
Um,
would have, I would have novice category for that too. Novice.
yeah, that makes sense. I was also wondering if you could share maybe like a small moment, something a swimmer said or did that has really stuck with you throughout the years that you've been coaching.
I have a girl. Her name is Apple, and she is weak. Like she always drools like a lot. Like she's not very not easy for her to maintain herself clean. Like, but somehow we all fell in love with Apple. And she's the only one who likes classical music in my team. Every time I'm like trying to choose the song, I always go with classical music. Everybody's like, "Oh, again, nobody Down syndrome kids, autistic. It's normal kids, teenagers. Nobody likes my taste of music. Only Apple. Always like Carmen, the Four Seasons. Like she always choose a classical piece of music. So Apple's always on my side. So we have the same taste in music, and it makes me so happy that she's weak. Like if you see her, she's weak. I mean, like her physical and mental development is she's very weak. But we have the same taste in music. And on that field, we totally get it. Like Apple's almost on my side, but whatever, because we discuss things with the team, right? And I have to face the team. No wonder, no matter it's normal kids or disabled kids, we still have to, cooperate, and they have rights to tell me something. Apple's almost on my side.
Yeah, what a beautiful story. It sounds very great to have an athlete who you know will always agree with your taste in music. That's really
Yeah,
great.
on that side, on the taste of music,
Yeah.
yes. That part, she agrees. Like she will back me up.
Yeah, that's so great to hear. If anyone has any questions, feel free to drop it in the chat or unmute yourself. And just as we wait for those questions to come in, another question that I wanted to ask was if you could give yourself one piece of advice to your younger coaching self when you first started working with athletes with disabilities, what piece of advice would you like to give yourself?
I would say be a better listener. Listen how these parents, how these families survive, what they went through, how they live their lives. Yeah, it should be more about them than about me as a coach.
Yeah, I see that listening is a very important part of success in coaching AWD athletes. One question come in the chat, a private message. They asked, "What's one thing you wish more clubs or federations understood about starting inclusive programs?"
Facilities, make sure you have them and you can afford them. Manpower, and the best assistants. If you coach normal kids, tell them to become your assistants for special needs kids. So, and in my case, some kids are not great athletes. They may be not top swimmers, not, but they became very good assistants for special needs kids, and then they feel like, oh, I'm worth it. I'm good at something.
Yeah, I think it's really amazing how you can have your athletes all help each other and coach each other and really form strong bonds. I think that's very amazing. I think that's all the questions that we've received and that I have for now, but is there anything else that you would like to share? Coach Julia, as we wrap up?
So I want to thank everybody for giving me time for sharing, and I will have a big event in Taiwan in November. If you want to visit, Taiwan is a beautiful country. You have no idea. Like there is a lot to see there, and it's amazing. It's an amazing island. It's very pure. So this year our gala's theme is Aboriginal Taiwanese Aboriginal tribes. So we will present the life of Aboriginal tribe. And we will show the costumes, the music is from the tribe, the original tribe. So if you want to see Indigenous Taiwan, please contact me and we can talk about how you can join our event. And I will show you Taiwan.
Yes, that sounds like such an exciting event. Hopefully, some people can join and watch all the athletes perform. And
Yes, you all very welcome. And if you need some kind of support with accommodation or whatever, I have friends. Our team is very generous. Maybe some of them can offer homestay or something. So we can always find. I'm very creative at finding the resources. So if you're interested in this opportunity, yeah. Oh, and we have solo competition too. So it's not just a gala; it's solo competition for AWD. So if you're interested, please contact me or contact Hannah, right? And yeah, I will be very happy to see you in Taiwan. It will be an incredible trip. You will see something. Yeah. Taiwan is a country where high-tech technology is very close to beautiful lakes and mountain and the ocean. It's and the tribes still 18 Aboriginal tribes still live in Taiwan.
yes, I think it's such an exciting opportunity, and thank you so much for sharing. Hopefully, a lot of people can join. Before we wrap up, I want to share an exciting upcoming event that's happening in the US as well. The 2025 AWD Invitational will be taking place in Greensboro, North Carolina from April 10th to 14th and will be hosted by USA Artistic Swimming. And this event will showcase the incredible growth of AWD Artistic Swimming with members of the USA Paralympic Sports Selection Committee in attendance, which is a major step toward artistic swimming being included in the Paralympics. So a very exciting opportunity. Our next webinar will take place on May 23rd at 8 a.m. PST, and I will be sending out the registration and meeting links soon, so stay tuned for those. Thank you all so much for joining today, and a special thank you again to Coach Julia for sharing about her amazing experiences and expertise. And I hope to see everyone again in May.